Cocaine sharks swim among us. Teenagers are bad. Don't you dare joke about the Lion King. People continue to lose their shit over dress codes. Deidre Hall invites Ryan Gosling to the set of Days of Our Lives. And this is the last ever show of the Swish Edition.
What? Is that true?
No, it's April 1st, Kristen. It's April Fool's Day. The Swish Edition will never end. I'm going to do this until my dying day. I have to, for our ones and ones of listeners and all of the people of Hong Kong. They rely on this vital information. This week on the Swish Edition.
You're listening to the Swish Edition because you have nothing better to do.
Kristen, how could I not start the show without talking about cocaine sharks? How can I not do that? But first, let me say, I realize that one of my eyes is really effed up. And I'm going on week 2 of my broken blood vessel in my eye. So I apologize if you have a problem with it and you're watching us on YouTube. Look away.
You look like you might be a flesh-eating zombie of some sort.
I know, right? I keep looking over to my left is where I can see myself on my screen. And oh gosh. That's why my eyes are like very slanty because I'm keeping them closed as much as I can. What? What are you going to do? Anyway, cocaine sharks, Kristen. You remember the story about the cocaine bear?
Yes.
Now we have cocaine-fueled great white swimming in the waters off of the Bahamas.
I mean, you can't make this up.
Allegedly. The scientific journal Environmental Pollution says that pharmaceuticals and illicit drugs are increasingly recognized as contaminants of emerging concern, they call those CECs, in our marine environments, particularly in areas undergoing rapid urbanization and tourism-driven development. Now, this completely makes sense to me. I'm sure our oceans are filled with all kinds of crap because of us. It's a given. You don't have to be an environmentalist to know that that is happening, and that's been happening for hundreds of years. Anyway, these people did tests on 58 sharks. How they get the samples, I don't know. There must be a way, right? 28 of the 85 tested positive for caffeine and acetaminophen, the stuff they use in Tylenol.
Acetaminophen.
Whatever. Shut up. Oh, wait till we get later in the show, Kristen, because you got a story with lots of great pronunciation. Difficult pronunciation. Anyway, 2 of the 85 tested positive for cocaine, probably from drug runners ditching their illegal stash in the ocean or boats being blown up by the United States.
Yes, or that.
Sharks have previously tested for cocaine near Brazil. So this isn't the first time this has happened. The exposures to chemical runoff causes them to experience stress and burn energy more while they're attempting to metabolize the pollutants, blah, 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 blah. We understand how that goes. So next time, Kristen, that you're down on your Caribbean or Bahamas vacation, think twice about getting in the water because you don't want to get eaten by a cocaine-fueled shark. And that's my PSA of the week.
That would be worse than getting eaten by a regular sober shark, I guess.
Somehow it's different, yes.
All right. Well, from that topic to the topic of shark-infested waters to nightmarish airport scenes. So let me just preface by saying we're not talking about anything political because there are enough outlets for everyone to get their fill of that. But unless you've been living under a rock, you might know that it's been a nightmare to fly recently because of airport security and the fact that the government is partially unfunded. And there are these poor TSA agents who are making, minimum wage, I suspect, and they haven't gotten paid for I think it's 46 days or something. They may have just recently finally gotten
Yeah.
a paycheck. But you know, all the stuff we've seen on everyone's seen on TV of these miserable lines that go
Yeah.
all the way through the airport, and airports giving passengers advice like get to the airport 5 hours before your domestic flight. Just
Please.
awful, right?
Ridiculous.
So according to the Washington Post, this thing that has this cottage industry that has sprung up, airports don't have there are no official rules about it apparently, but there are professional line sitters in airports now. And you see this, you know, every like in DC, there the Michelin starred restaurants that have a wait list sometimes for like their 1 or 2 seats that they don't take reservations for. You can pay someone to stand in line. That's a thing.
The
But now
thing.
it's a thing in airports. So apparently, there's a company that some guy started named Robert Samuel in New York City called Same Old Line Dudes. He started the company 13 years ago. He charges $25 an hour to stand in line for you, plus a $15 extra fee if your flight is before 7 a.m. And if he can't sit down, it's $35 an hour. I'm trying to imagine a scenario where you could, like, what does that mean? Like you
Some
can't.
people bring those little portable stool type things. So if they're going to be in line for a really, really long time, that they can sit down. But some airports have banned them, so they're not allowed. You're not allowed to sit down in line. So unless you're in a
Oh,
wheelchair or otherwise,
interesting.
yeah, have to sit down.
I mean, couldn't you just sit on the floor? They can't prevent you from sitting on the floor.
Can't. I don't think they can prevent you from sitting on the floor. But who knows in today's world?
Well, there's another guy that Scott found in Houston who's getting $65 an hour plus the cost of parking his car at the airport while he's there. And he
Good
says
job.
that he tells the immediate people behind him in line what's happening so that they're not alarmed when he steps out of line and another person steps in. I mean, you know, you can't blame somebody for taking advantage of a way to make a buck, I guess.
And if you've got money and you don't have a lot of time, it makes sense to me that you would take advantage of a service like this. I certainly could have used a service like this. I needed a whole team of people. When Dale and I went to Disneyland, I would have put people in all the lines all over
Yeah.
the park and then tagged them
Yeah.
out.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Although that's hard to do at Disneyland because once you get into a queue, it kind of weaves its way far away, and that would be almost impossible.
You'd have to have someone climbing over other people to
Right, you have to say, "Excuse me,
exchange with you.
excuse me. I'm not just going to relieve my line sitter, my line stander." Yeah, I don't think that would work. So that was stupid. Well, since we're talking about airports, how about a story about people behaving badly? We do that a
Our
lot on
favorite
this
topic.
show. Yeah. Last week, a 50-year-old Florida man drove his Ford Mustang through a locked gate and onto the tarmac at Daytona Beach International Airport. He then tried to enter several airplanes, one of which was running with the doors closed. He found an airplane that he could get onto. He got onto it. Luckily, it was empty. But then the authorities finally caught up with him. He was arrested. And he was allegedly, they say, highly intoxicated. Well, I hope
Imagine
so.
that.
He either had to be highly intoxicated or really stupid, or both. Multiple charges are pending, Kristen.
Of course they are.
And the FBI is now involved. How did this happen? How could Daytona International Airport allow this to happen? Is it that easy to get on the runway of an active airport? You can
Shouldn't be.
Yeah, you can watch the video.
That goes to my story.
Oh. Oh, you're right. How did that get on? I jumped way ahead. Sorry, guys. This show's not scripted. It's all off the cuff. Anyway, we'll find out if that man is going to jail. He should go to jail. I think that's a federal offense, big time.
Yeah. All right. Well, on the topic of sticking with our airline topic, I saw this on Facebook. I think this picture. Okay. I'm not sure I get this, but
Right.
United Airlines made an announcement just recently, a couple days ago, that they are starting service. When did it say in the next? Is it this year? Yeah. They're starting a new service called Relax Row in economy. And it's only going to be on the long haul flights, so international flights in their 787 and 777 wide bodies. They are adding the Relax Row seats to more than 200 airplanes by 2030. So they'll roll it out incrementally, I guess. And basically, Scott's going to put this picture up, but you can convert 3 economy seats into a couch. There's something that comes up from the bottom, I guess, to support it. And they will dole out the extra things that you need to convert into your bed, like a mattress pad, a bigger blanket, some pillows, and then they have travel kits and things specifically for kids. So United is saying these rows are ideal for families who are traveling with small children, for solo travelers, and for couples. They haven't yet said how you book it or what it might cost. Quite obviously, it takes up all 3 seats. So
You have to buy
I
all
guess
3
that means
seats.
you're going to have to pay for an extra seat, but that would still be less expensive for 2 people or a parent and a child than booking a lay flat seat in like business class internationally, right? I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't look that. Maybe
It
if the
doesn't look
price were right,
it also doesn't look comfortable.
it doesn't.
So I'm not
And
sure.
there must be some looking at the picture, you can see the seatbelt is draped over the adult's hip. So there must be some way to affix the seatbelt even through the mattress pad thing somehow, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Because you still, and I think they always, like if you're lying down in first or business class and you have a blanket over you, you have to do the seatbelt on the outside of the blanket so the flight
Yeah.
attendants can tell that you're buckled in. I mean, given all the stories that we've seen lately about turbulence, that's a given. I mean, I have my seatbelt on at all times unless I'm peeing. So
Yeah, of
it's
course.
just
Of course. Who would be
I
able to relax and fall asleep if they didn't have their seatbelt on? Because you'd
yeah,
be worried the whole time your face would hit the ceiling.
right. Well, I'd rather sell a kidney and be in first class or business class than be in this stupid relax row thing. That just sounds miserable to me. Um, uh,
Although not
if I
as
can't be up,
miserable as sitting upright for 7 hours and trying
well,
to sleep sitting upright. I
that's
mean,
true, especially in that middle section where there's like 5 or 6 seats across and there's like 4 middle seats, or it's just
oh,
miserable.
torture.
I never get torture. I'd rather not go. I would rather just stay home than have to go coach to Asia or Europe. I just won't do it. I won't do it. So, and I know everyone thinks I'm a snob, and I know I have friends that travel internationally all the time and coach, but do you boo? Because I ain't doing it. I'm just not doing
It
it.
is definitely uncomfortable. So United hasn't said, I think I said this before, but they haven't said how much this is going to cost.
Right.
They must have some scheme for this where it's not going to be the same cost as booking 3 economy seats. But
Why?
I think the article that I read said that these seats were in between regular economy and economy plus. So it's
Yeah.
like they're
The
converting a
special
part
section.
of, yeah.
Yeah. Here's
It'll
what
be
I don't get
interesting.
Yeah. I don't understand about this. Why do you announce something if you don't have all the details? Companies do this all the time. Let's announce a new television series. We have no idea when it's going into production. Let's talk about a new movie. We have no idea when it's going to come out. Let's talk about this new thing on the airplane. No idea how much it's going to cost. I mean,
Right.
why not announce everything at the same time? If
Right.
you're not ready, don't announce it.
Then just shut up about it. I
Just
mean,
shut up
there
about
there
it.
must be marketing data that points to creating hype drives eventual
Wow.
sales,
And I
obviously.
know that, but
Psychologically.
it's still frustrating. You know what else is frustrating, Kristen?
What's that?
Easter. I mean, it's a religious holiday. I'm the furthest thing from religious as they could be. I mean, I think it has something to do with Jesus, but I'm not sure. But for me, it's about bunnies and marshmallow treats and Easter
Deviled
baskets and
eggs
stuff. Deviled eggs,
and
ham.
corn
Yeah.
pudding and yeah.
Costco this year, Kristen, this is something that I would probably get as a joke gift for someone if it wasn't $140. Costco is selling a 10-pound chocolate Easter bunny. He's $140. The box says, please wrap wrap Pete in a towel and give him one bold whack with a mallet, hammer, or rolling pin. Alternatively, you can slice him apart with a serrated bread knife that's been warmed in a little hot water. Ears
Wow.
and feet. Ears or feet first, Kristen. It's up to you, the
Up
box
to you.
says. Yeah.
Diner's
listen,
choice.
I
I wish there
don't
was
know.
something in this picture that would, for scale, right? It's hard to imagine. Like, how big is a 10-pound
I know. How tall is this
hollow?
thing?
Obviously, it's hollow. How big is a
Yeah.
10-pound hollow chocolate bunny? I don't know.
I'm going to send, I'm going to go over to Costco and see if they still have them. I'm not
Okay.
going to buy one, but
Okay.
for me, my Easter's going to be good. We're having friends over for Easter, but we're doing it 5 days after the fact. So I'm not even going to go to the store until Monday morning. And that's when I'll get
Well, you're going to get
my
everything on the cheap.
50% off. Yeah.
All the
love it.
hams that didn't sell. All that stuff.
Old ham and stale chocolate bunnies. I've told this story. I'm pretty sure I told it back in October. I had bought my Halloween candy for the trick-or-treaters because we get like 60, 70 kids every year. I bought it weeks ahead of time, and then Dale and I ate a lot of it in the meantime. Then I had to go to the grocery store to get some actual food. I went on the morning of the 31st, Halloween morning.
Mm-hmm.
All the Halloween candy was 50% off.
I remember you talked about
I
this
was so
before.
pissed. I was so pissed. And I saw the manager. She knows me. I know her. I said, how dare you? How dare you? You have to wait at least till November 1st. I said, I was so mad. I would have bought my candy today. And she goes, we just had so much.
They had to move it along.
They had to move it along so they get ready for the Christmas shit, right?
Oh my God. Well, so speaking of moving along, let's keep this moving. This is the story that Scott said he couldn't wait to hear me say all of these names. This is insane. There is an absolutely insane lawsuit afoot that has to do with the Lion King. Okay. So everybody knows in the original Lion King, the circle of life, the Zulu vocal chant in the beginning, the thing. So South African singer and songwriter Lebohang Morake, who is also known in a more simplified way as Lebo M, he's suing a comedian for $27 million because of a joke. He's suing a South African comedian for a viral joke that mistranslated the iconic Circle of Life Zulu vocal chant. He said that this joke has damaged his life's work. The comedian's name is Learn More Miwanyaneka, and he has had to start a GoFundMe to pay for his legal fees. And of course, Scott has said in these notes that he'd countersue for legal fees, which I guess is an option. But anyway, the deal is this comedian, Miwanyaneka,
don't say it again.
The comedian was on a podcast and he sang the chant and then said, it means, look, there's a lion. Oh my God. Lebo M says it actually means all hail the king. We all bow in the presence of the king. And so basically this lawsuit calls the mistranslation a sick joke that is destructive to Morake's artistic work. And it also says that the podcast appearance was not framed as a stand-up spot, a set, or a comedy special. So insinuating that would be confusing to people, and he was asserting that this was the real meaning of it. The lawsuit then goes on to cite some social media comments where other people said that they believed this translation, with some describing it as having ruined their childhood. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
What the fuck is wrong with people?
What in the world?
This was it $27 million?
Yeah.
It's going nowhere. No jury on the face of the earth is going to give this man a dime for a comedian's joke.
Yeah, no.
How ridiculous. It won't even make it to court. That's just the dumbest thing
He's wasting a lot of money. Yeah.
It ruined their childhood? Give me a break. People are so insane. This reminds me of a story. It's not here in our notes, but I just saw it yesterday after I already sent you the script. There's a showgirl here in Las Vegas. I forget her name. She has a brand. Her brand is Confessions of a Showgirl. And she's been using it for 20 years or so. And she copyrighted the title Confessions of a Showgirl. She does a stage show. She does some things here online. Now, Taylor Swift last year came out with her new album, Life of a Showgirl, right? And this woman is suing Taylor Swift because she did blank of a showgirl. Are you telling me that one person on the entire planet is allowed to use the term of a showgirl by just putting
Yeah.
another word in front? Give me a break.
Yeah,
And
no.
also, you waited a year. I mean, that album came out last year. It's
Yeah.
just so dumb. And I hate stuff like that. It's opportunist. And how come one person gets to own something? I don't get that.
That is just a pure money grab situation that this person thought, oh, Taylor Swift is worth millions and millions of dollars, so let me just get a
Billions.
piece of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, shifting gears from crazy lawsuits to Dale's birthday party. Oh my God, Kristen. We had such a good time. I think I told you we were going to go to Happy. No, I didn't tell you because I didn't want people to show up. Nobody showed up, by the way. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. Nobody even cared about this. Look at this, guys. On the side of Resorts World for 10 whole minutes, it said, Happy birthday, Dale and Scott. And that, if you can't tell, that's a 60-story building. So that's probably a 30-story tall Scott and Dale on that building across the way.
Crazy.
It was very cool. Thank you, Resorts World, for doing that for us. It was very kind. It was also very kind of them to use a picture that Dale and I took 15 years ago. So we looked amazing up there on the side of the building. So we're sitting at this place called Happy Camper, which is a really cool place that I want to take Kristen if she ever comes to Vegas. They have the best pizza, the best apps, the best drinks, the best staff. It's all open air, and you sit there. And we're sitting at what they call the disco booth that I reserved for Dale's birthday. And our friends Son and Dawn went with us, and we had just the best time. And of course, we're telling everyone around us in our earshot,
Look.
that's us. That's us. Like big fucking dorks. But yeah, luckily my bloody eye wasn't up there on the wall.
My goodness gracious.
Since that picture was taken. You would have had so much fun. And I meant to bring the penis glasses up here to show you.
My.
But
I saw the picture.
Dawn and Son brought these glass peanuts. Penis. I should tell you
Yes.
the penis story sometime.
Everyone who's ever been to a bachelorette party knows exactly what you're talking about.
So they got there early. They purposely got there before us and gave these shot glass things to the person who was going to be our waiter. And he came out with a whole bunch of shots in these penis glasses that we got to keep and bring home, which is fun.
Fabulous.
And they also brought a cake. It was just over the top. We had so much fun. Anyway.
Yay.
Yay. I wish you had been there. I also want to tease. Stop reading things you're not supposed to read, Scott. Let's cut that out. Hey, Kristen.
Yes.
I'm such a dork today. It is 7:22 in the morning when we're taping this. Kristen, do you want to learn a new
Yes.
phrase? You want to learn a new phrase today?
Yes, I do.
Up the Duff.
Oh,
do you know what
my.
that means?
I sure don't.
Well, you're going to have to wait for the answer. We'll be back right after this.
This, my friends, is the Swish Edition. And now for something completely different.
We're back. And if some of you, depending on how you're listening to the show, might have just heard commercials. That's why we do this in the middle of the show. And my friend Melissa and Jeremy were driving down the road the other day, and they're like, oh my God, there are commercials in our show. So that's kind of fun. That's why we do what we just did. Others of you won't get it. That means you're not important. You're not in a good demographic. And we also don't have commercials on YouTube. So before I tell you what Up the Duff means, I was watching this British reality show. I think it's called The Ladies of London. And someone said to another lady said, Up the Duff. you're up the Duff. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And they didn't say what it meant. It's just people in the United Kingdom know what it means, I guess. So I had to look it up. It's a British slang term for pregnant, usually used when it wasn't a planned pregnancy.
So it's the American equivalent of knocked up.
I guess, yeah, up the Duff, up the Duff. I also heard another one in the same episode, never complain, never explain. You've probably heard that before. It was something that what was her name? Queen Elizabeth, the late Queen Elizabeth used to use a lot with the royal family. It was kind of her rule. Never complain about anything, never explain anything, right? It goes back. It wasn't her. She didn't come up with it. But the British royal family used it a lot in the 19th century. And apparently Prime Minister Benjamin Disraeli came up with it. And it advises against whining or justifying your actions to promote strength, privacy, and allowing results to speak for themselves. And I actually think that I want to adapt that. Never complain, never explain. She's laughing at me because I complain about everything and I tell way too much about myself. She knows all about my peanuts. Anyway, the philosophy has not been working for the royal family in the last 100 years. Let me just tell you that, because they've been a mess. If you watch The Crown on Netflix, which have you ever watched that show?
No.
You're an idiot, because that's one of the best, literally one of the best shows ever made. It is so good. It takes you from the very beginning.
Zero interest.
All right, well, fuck you. And your mother.
Oh my God. I don't know what is wrong with you today. You need to simmer down. You're behaving badly. So from you behaving badly to people behaving badly on a boat, let's talk about that.
Let's do it.
Oh my gosh. So Scott, according to the U.S. Coast Guard, a teenager recently pulled a hell of a prank on board Royal Caribbean's Oasis of the Seas. So this happened on March the 20th while the ship was at sea, traveling back to her home port in Fort Lauderdale in Florida. And of course, it's spring break season, spring break for me and many others. And so a bunch of teenagers who were with their parents on this cruise decided that it would be a fun thing to try to make it look like one of them had gone overboard. So they, basically ran around alerting the crew members and saying somebody fell overboard. And of course, they then turned the whole freaking ship around. And they announced on board the ship why it was happening so that people would understand. And just as they were about to lower down the rescue boats to try to go and conduct a search for this person, the kid was found safe and sound on the ship. So Royal Caribbean told People magazine that parents and guardians are responsible for the behavior of minors and young adults on their ships. The penalties for making a false report like this, Scott, can be 6 years in prison and fines up to $250,000. If a search had actually gotten underway, the family would also have been responsible for the cost of conducting that search.
Kids today,
teenage brains, they just don't make the best decisions. And oh my gosh.
I have an idea. Don't take your kids on vacation.
Here we go.
Leave them at home with grandma and grandpa, for God's sakes. Your cruise will be so much better. Trust me.
Oh my goodness gracious sakes alive.
Well, it's funny. Well, it's not funny. I have actually been on that ship, the Oasis of the Seas, and Dale and I were woken up at 3:00 in the morning because someone went overboard, and we all had to report to our muster stations so that they could count, because they didn't know exactly who it was that went overboard. So by making us all go to our muster stations with our, cruise card and proving who we were, they could put it all in the computer system and say, oh, here's the guy that didn't show up. And he was the guy that went overboard. Do you remember the story?
No. Did he die?
Yes, he died. He committed suicide. He was in a cabin, and he jumped off his balcony into the water and was never seen again. It was 3:00 in the morning, for God's sakes. But yeah, it's funny though, because we had been at a bar with him earlier that evening, and I remembered seeing him there, and then he went and jumped off the boat.
Awful.
Isn't that awful?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's my Oasis of the Seas story. But that one was real. I love this story. You might get a kick out of this. We're almost done, guys, so stick with us. Ryan Gosling, you know him. He's in the new movie Project Hail Mary, which is getting great reviews. It did over $300 million like in the last week, and I really want to see it. He called he was on a podcast, and he called longtime Days of Our Lives soap opera actress Deidre Hall his OG acting inspiration.
I saw that.
She saw it, and she invited him via a return video to visit her on the set of the soap opera. And now Ryan Gosling is accepted. He's excited about it. So, of course, Hall plays Marlena Evans. You don't have to be a soap star to know who she is, really. I mean, a soap fan. And he especially loved when she was possessed by the devil. He used to watch the show when he was a kid. And she's been on the show since 1976, which is, that's like your whole adult career on one show. People tend to do that on soap operas. You get on them and you never leave, right?
Yeah.
And he said, that soap opera actors really don't get the love they deserve. And he said they have to learn 10 pages of dialogues every night. I laughed at that because they sometimes do 50 pages a day. So 10
is a grind.
It's a grind. I don't know how they do it. Dale and I were having a hangover breakfast on Monday morning, and Young and the Restless came on, and I'm like, they do like 4 episodes in one day. I don't know how they remember their lines. It's just so bananas. Anyway, Ryan Gosling did, he hosted SNL a couple weeks ago, and he was amazing. He's so cute and very talented. So I like him. I'm looking forward to, I know the visit to the set on Days of Our Lives won't be happening this week because Days isn't filming this week. How do I know that? I know everything.
How do you know that?
Yeah, I looked it up.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, so to wrap it up, here's a topic that will elicit Scott will be all over this and will give us his opinion 100-fold. But
Me?
there's been a lot of controversy recently for some reason. I don't think this is new, but Ruth's Chris Steakhouse has a dress code, has a very specific dress code, right? And on their website, it says, quote, prohibited items in the main dining room include hats, specifically baseball caps, gym wear, tank tops, pool attire, revealing clothing. That one's a little iffy. And clothing with offensive graphics. And they reserve the right to not allow you to dine in their restaurant if you are dressed in any of those things, right? So there's all this controversy online about, who they think they are, and you should be able to wear whatever you want. And there was a sort of tongue-in-cheek social media post by the fast. Oh no, not fast. Is it fast casual? What do you call Chili's? Chili's or just casual, I guess. And Chili's said something like, the only dress code at Chili's is that you have to be dressed, as in like in something. Miles apart in terms of the price point of a Ruth's Chris meal and a Chili's meal, just to point that out. But it called to my mind the scene from The Sopranos, and I can't think whether it was maybe season 3, maybe season 4, when Tony walks, he's at a steakhouse having a meeting, right? And he sees a young couple having dinner, and the young guy has a baseball cap on. So he walks over, taps the guy on the shoulder and says, take your hat off, and the kid's like, what? Why? And he says, because they don't serve hot dogs here. Like, seriously. Anyway, there was a whole lot of controversy about it. I think if you're going to, my mother used to say, you shouldn't go out to eat at a restaurant looking like you just walked in from mowing your lawn. Like, have a little self-respect. I can get on board with this at a restaurant. I do not agree with Scott's stance on, and the airports recently, was it Miami? We talked about it on the show, that said, please stop wearing your pajamas and flip-flops in airports. I think Tampa. You can wear, Tampa. You can wear whatever the flip you want to an airport, in my opinion. However, this is different. This is a nice restaurant. They're cultivating a certain atmosphere. And if you yourself are gearing up to go to a nice restaurant and pay $100 for your meal or more per person, I think you don't want to look next to you and see someone who's wearing their gym clothes.
Exactly.
I
have no problem with
agree. I agree with it to a certain extent. The
Yeah, and
revealing clothes thing, that's a
well,
little bit too subjective.
that's going to be hard because there are a lot of bimbos out there that have their boobs and knees out at the same time, which is, I mean, if I can see half your boob and your knees at the same time, you're a bimbo, right?
No, you're not. No, you're not. And that's exactly why I don't agree with that one. But anyway.
What's so crazy to me, because I watch a lot of these Real Housewives shows and the Ladies of London and all these stupid. Why I waste my time with these shows, I don't know, but it seems like the older and bigger boobed rich women just have to have them out at all times. And it's like, I don't want to see your 50, 60, 70-year-old boobs. Dress like a dress like a lady. Dress like you care.
Again, that is subjective. So I don't agree with you there.
You want to see
anyway.
a 60-year-old woman's boobs?
I think if you got it, flaunt it, man.
Well,
you have to
okay.
accentuate the positive. That's
I
what
guess so.
That's what these people are trying to do, and I'm on board with that.
All right. Well, I love my little flowered shirt that I'm wearing today, but I think this color is not good on me. I look very washed out today. I need dark and bright colors.
I stole my son's Star Wars t-shirt to wear today.
Wow. Yeah, he's 9 and they wear the same size.
He's 8. He's 8.
I thought he was 9. Whatever. All right. Well, happy Easter, Kristen. I hope you enjoy this weekend of celebration. What are they celebrating?
Yeah.
He is risen. Yeah. He is risen. That's what we're
risen
celebrating.
Indeed.
Are you going to church?
Rob and Max are. I hope to have all of my preparation. We're hosting Easter, so I hope to have all my stuff done so I can sneak out and go to church.
Yeah, you got to sneak to go to church.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's enough for this week. I guess we'll be back next week.
Will we? Will we be back next week?
There we go. Look, we made it all the way to the end. We made it all the way to the end before this happened. Oh my gosh. And if you guys aren't watching us on YouTube, X the 8-year-old just appeared.
It's spring break. You want to put that in your ear so you can hear?
Hey buddy, how are you?
Good.
Good. Well, it's very nice to see you. But you've ruined our shot. And now we're going to have to start over from scratch. Do it from the beginning all over again. I'm just kidding. All right, Kristen, I'll see you guys next week.
I can't hear you, but
bye.
The Swish Edition is a production of Bethwick Media, LLC. Learn more about the show at swishedition.com. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcast app or site. But only if you like us.
Okay, and I just need to do the top of the show. Do you want him to be a part of the top of the show?
What? Say what?
He needs to do the top of the show.
Oh, he still has to do the top of the show.
Do you want me to do it by myself? Oh, he's leaving?
Yeah, he left.
Okay. That was stupid.
It's hilarious.
You keep making this stupid show.